Hello leaders, you're listening to In Between, a higher self-leadership podcast. I'm Valarie, a business coach and leadership mentor. In my podcast, I wish to share my awareness on higher self-leadership and how we can integrate it in our leadership practice every day and see results. Higher self-leadership is in the awareness. Yoga and leadership. Why do I want to bring those two topics together? When it came to me, at first I was surprised myself. Valarie, why do I want to tell leaders to do yoga? It was definitely not my point. And I'm not here to tell you that you have to join a yoga class, which you might. Myself, I've been doing yoga for at least 30 years. It's a great discipline and it helps you on many things. But why yoga and leadership? What do we say about yoga? When we speak about yoga, people usually they feel calmer after the class. They feel more in flow, more relaxed. They could, let the mind on the side. It's good for the body itself, for your muscle. You can build a great structure. You can be in shape. When I look at my yoga teacher, she's always so much in shape. So yoga has so many, advantages. But when we see yoga with a different perspective, in yoga, when you are doing some tricky poses, the advice is always to keep focus on one point, on something. And even if all those poses are not comfortable, it's about finding balance. And sometimes, one day we are able to do and be in balance. And sometimes some days there is poses we can do and the following day we can't do it. Some days our body is rigid and the following day we are at ease and it's flowing. So it means that, like the teacher is always saying, today you can nail it, but tomorrow it might be a different story. Or today you can't seem to be able to do it and tomorrow your body is doing it. But the few things that are always coming during the yoga class is keep focus on something, find comfort even if it's not comfortable, trying to find balance and breathe. And if you can't do it today, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to do it tomorrow. That's where I bring, leadership and how do I want to compare with the leadership. As leaders, we focus on our missions. We are preparing ourselves to be challenged. At least we should be prepared. Sometimes we are in tricky position, like trying to find balance. It can be balance with our emotions. It can be balance because our body is tired. It can be balance, between personal life and the vision. And we do it again and do it again. And we rise like this. But if we wouldn't put our focus on the vision, then we feel, uncomfortable. We feel that I can't do it. It's not working for me. I have to quit now. But if I try again tomorrow, it's going to be a different story. First of all, your body is going to get used to it. Used to what? To put itself in tricky positions, to find balance where it's not used to find balance. And as you are going to do it over and over again, you are going to get used to it. In leadership is as much as dealing with your emotions, trying to find balance, and keep your focus on the vision. During my journey, like I said, I've been doing yoga for 30 years, but I stopped for a couple of years. And it's strange enough, when I decided to start again, after a pause, it was very interesting that my body could do things that it was not able to do before. So it's not like so much I lost something during, I didn't lose my abilities, to do things. My body didn't come as rigid as I thought it would be. Actually, I was able to do those tricky poses that I was not able to do. And some of them, it might be more challenging for some reasons. So it's very interesting because even during the yoga class, sometimes the teacher says, okay, don't focus on your emotion. You can be triggered right now. Focus on your breath. Because if I focus, on being triggered, if I focus that I am not balanced right now, if I focus on the fact that I can't do it and everybody else in the class is doing it, because usually what we do, we compare ourselves. Or we compare to the teacher. So the main thing is keep the focus on the vision, because it's like when you are driving on the road, like it's straight, street, and if you don't focus on what is before you, you are going to focus on the side, and then sure enough, we are going to go to hit, the tree, which is on the side of the road. So where do I put my focus? In yoga, we put our focus on a point. In leadership, we put our focus on the vision. Sometimes in yoga, we feel uncomfortable in the position. In leadership, we will feel uncomfortable, moving and doing. In yoga, sometimes it's difficult to find the balance, and sometimes it's just fine. In leadership, it's the same. To find this right balance is not always easy. Some day it will be okay, some day it won't. In yoga, we are triggered because, we are triggered by the fact that we can't do it. We are triggered because the other one could do it. In leadership, don't try to compare yourself with whatever everybody is doing. Everybody has his own mission, and we should put the focus on own mission. If I start to compare to the other one, I'm comparing, me doing whatever I need to do with them doing whatever they have to do. It might not be the same thing. So if I compare, I'm going, to deviate on my journey. And nobody wants that. So we are triggered by our emotions because, emotions can be triggered during yoga class. And even if it's supposed to, to relax us. And then in leadership, when emotions arise, we should take care of them. It's not because we are leaders that we don't have any emotions. It's not because we are leaders that we have to suppress our emotions. That would be completely wrong. We have to deal with them. And deal with them while being uncomfortable, while still focusing on the vision, while still moving. And the last, which is, the same thing in yoga and in leadership, breathe all the time. Because sometimes we can caught ourselves not breathing anymore for some reasons. At the end of the yoga class, we have the Shavasana pose. And when we are in there, we can feel, all your body coming in this flow. Everything seems to be flowing as a unity in your body. It's the rest. And in leadership, how can I take rest when I need, at the end of a difficult day, at the end of the difficult week, at the end of the difficult milestone in the project or in the vision? Because when I rest, I can feel, the body adjusting to all of that. Adjusting in the flow that was, in there. For the one who are doing yoga, you can feel what I'm saying with this ending pose. It's not about sleeping. It's about sensing in your body the flow that comes after the movement. It's because we put ourselves in movement that the flow is there. Yoga really for me is like how can I, bring more flow within my energy. Otherwise the energy can, stay stuck and not move anymore. And that's the reason I wanted to bring those two topics together, because I think there are a lot in common. It definitely helps me to do yoga in my life. At the beginning, I was going there to peace my mind. It helped me a lot. Now when I go to yoga class, I feel, how the energy is flowing. And it's not staying only in the head. Actually, it's flowing within my body. And the more the energy is flowing within my body, the more my body wants that. And it helps me in my leadership position, because we have to move. It's all about moving. And yoga helps, to move the body, but it helps as well to move the breath. And so we are not stuck in our mind. When I'm stuck, what I do, if I can do it, I stop, pull my yoga mat, step on it, do a 20 minutes, practice, come back, all the ideas are back. The energy is flowing again. So how can I choose a modalities, something, a practice that I can do easily to bring back this movement, to bring back, my focus on what I'm doing, to be uncomfortable and still move, and to be triggered by my emotions and my fear sometimes and still moving. You can choose any discipline, any modalities that you want, but choose one, because you will need it while being a leader. And the more that you are in flow, the more you are moving, and the more that you don't stop, the more you can inspire others to do the same. Whatever your practice is, get one. Thank you for listening. Yoga and Leadership. Leadership in Action. See you soon in the next episode.